I believe it's possible to change the world. You have to do it community by community, family by family, person by person. My passion is seeking out dream makers, showing the people wherever I can that it's possible. They don't have to accept their reality. I have a vision that people are extraordinary and can do extraordinary things, and that if we can mobilize people around a compelling vision of the future they want to create together, and then liberate them to participate to help that dream come true, we can redesign this world.
It's about putting your foot to the ground and working a vision.
Dreams that you dream of once in a lullaby.
I found dream makers in the most unlikely places. And they didn't come from dream maker parents like my mom and dad. You know, they came from poverty and abuse, but when they had an opportunity to participate in designing something that mattered to them, you know, and not just be treated down, but they actually could contribute their gifts and their ideas. It was beautiful.
I may not be free to do many things, but nothing can stop me from having these dreams. Dreams of becoming the Chicano writer Mario Rocha and one day writing a play that will change someone's life. Dreams of counseling and being there for a troubled child. Dreams of spending a whole day with my family and treasuring every single moment. Dreams of holding a girl in my arms, sharing a warm and loving feeling. Dreams of waking up at home, not in here. Dreams of using this talent which I have found to connect people of all races and classes. Dreams of living these dreams, dreams of freedom. I can't imagine going through what I went through without having first landed in juvenile hall. The people I met there, Dwayne, Sister Janet, Javier, the list goes on and on and on. Teachers, grabbing a hold of what everyone was offering and applying it as I was studying.
When Mario was here, two very important things were happening in his life. The first thing, obviously, was his case, and he was facing the possibility of doing a lot of time. At the same time as that was happening, he discovered that he was a writer.
And I had always liked writing, like rap lyrics, but I never saw myself writing something that really meant something.
It was like he was on a mission. He was discovering so much and finding so much meaning in writing.
In experiencing what I've gone through at 16, it was like, it was an avenue, you know? It was something, it was an outlet. It was someone to talk to. My journal was my friend. And, you know, mom's not there anymore, dad's not there, brothers ain't there, so you gotta talk to someone. You could pray, and I think writing's like praying, you know, you just pour it out.
I would sit in the classes. When he started to read his work, I realized that he was an extraordinary talent. There was an honesty about it that was just overwhelming.
And he found out that it was a part of who he was as a person.
When you're out there, you put on a front for your friends, and you're not yourself. You try to be what they want you to be. And writing helped me just be myself.
He found purpose in writing.
I have to do that. It's like breathing. But I also write so that I can share what I believe more people should know about.
When the sentence came, there were a lot of people in the courtroom. They were so stunned and they were so shocked.
Well, I thought there was a chance because he had nothing to do with it. So I figured, well, how can they convict somebody that had nothing to do with it?
I thought they were gonna just release him, you know, so I wasn't really worried about it.
Yo llegué, estaban sus tías llorando afuera, yo me imaginé lo peor, entonces me dijeron, ya no va a salir. Y yo volteé a ver este edificio tan grande, pensé que enterraba a mi hijo.
was just it was like a bad dream, I guess.
The whole family, you know, we're really close, so something like this happens, it's hard to deal with.
I was sitting next to my cousin Oscar. The jury came out and they reached a verdict and they accused him. They convicted him of 229s, life sentences, plus 4 years for being a gang member. And he wasn't, you know, he wasn't into that.
To be 18 years old, 19 years old, and they're giving him a double life sentence, it's like, that's it?
Prior to that, I'm writing and I'm participating in plays and poetry readings and all that. And I'm thinking, man, if I get out, man, I could do something, you know? And while believing that I'm getting out, you know, believing that, okay, I'm innocent, so I'm gonna go home.
And I asked him, how you doing? And he just sort of broke down. And that was the first time I had ever seen him when he wasn't up. And all he said was, this is all too much. And he wasn't sure how he was going to deal with it.
You know, yesterday I got sentenced to a lot of years in prison. You know, this is my way. This is my way of saying, you know, I'm not gonna give up. So hope you guys like it. The name of the play is called Beyond the Darkness. Here it goes.
One of the things that we talk about in class is I will ask them the question, do you think that things happen for a reason? And most of them will say yes. And they talk about how maybe they're here because they would have gotten killed on the outs. Something worse would have happened to them. I'm glad they believe that, but I don't, I can't. Because of, I mean, you look at Mario. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna get a drink if that's okay.
He encouraged me to write about it.
So we talked about how he just had to hang on, even if he didn't know why. And one thing that he could hold on to was his writing.
Now I was state property, and I knew that I would be treated as state property. And there's no more, you know, when you're a juvenile, you have that protection because you're still a minor, so they still have to treat you as a minor. And once I was on that bus, I knew that was it. The brilliant morning sun forces me to squint, but I cannot turn away. I feel its radiance on my face, and a strange sense of strength streams beneath my skin. Sitting in this LA County jail bus, shackled at my waist, wrists, and ankles, and wearing my last orange juvie jumpsuit, I gaze through barred and graffiti-scarred windows at the beauty that I may never again behold. But it has been over 2 years since I have last seen the outside world, and I fear this may be my final glimpse. Like a soldier going off to war, wondering if he or she will come home again, I wonder if I will make it. Will I survive? Passing through silent cities and peaceful fields, secluded small towns and endless green, yellow, brown hills, I study the blue sky and watch as trees, trucks, clouds, cars, houses, highway, place, and passers-by all race by. Everything vanishing too quickly. Peering into the deep rural distance, I am suddenly struck by my reflection on the glass, a glaring, glowering face observing my every movement and breath. Staring dead into the eyes of the scared boy on the glass, grappling for hope through a tunnel of terror, I search everywhere until I finally find, smoldering in the center of his humanity, a stone of black-red rage, color that unfolds as you close your eyes to the bright sun, when losing the liberty of life as a 16-year-old kid, color that evolves into something cancerous, developing and growing inside, giving you black-red breath and black-red consciousness, becoming who you are and even changing you. It is emotion that bursts forth with unbroken force, a firestorm that burns to clean air, the forest of fear blocking one's vision of hope. And it is the energy that keeps this brown-eyed boy on the window battling against the fear sparkling in the eyes of the young lifer in this bus. Me.
He was on a level 4 where he didn't belong, locked down for months, no exercise hardly, just no opportunity to get outside.
Me decía, mamá, cuando él me decía eso yo me sentía tranquila. Cuando me decía, mamá, el día se me hace corto porque yo estoy muy ocupado. Y yo decía, oh my God, ¿cómo se puede decir eso, estar encerrado en un lugar?
What I do is not to forget what I'm going through, it's to correct what I'm going through. Even though this is a bad experience, it's an experience. And experience is what gives a person meaning, you know, it gives who you are substance.
Mario's brilliant. And the reason I say that is because he's a very good thinker. He asks himself important questions. He has a very good sense of the present. He's not always thinking of the past or the future. He's thinking about this moment in time.
In the cell, doing time, I'm living.
Just right here, another day in the human zoo, enjoying my day and trying to, you know, fill it with activities. Have to keep on going, can't just sit back, let the walls enclose on you. Find some way to liberate yourself through writing or through whatever, you know, whatever you find, any artistic.
You just have to focus, concentrate on what you're working on. Drown out all the surrounding sounds.
It's pretty much a cage, as you can see. But depends how you choose to live.
My cell is my home, and that's where I thrive, and that's where I work, and you know, that's where I become me.
My father would always say, the mind is a world of its own. As long as you control your mind, you're free. No one can enslave you. Nobody can, they can put you in jail, but they can't keep you.
You know, what is it about these people who have the capacity to make their dreams come true? And it doesn't matter what their circumstances. Doesn't matter what country they're from. Doesn't matter how old they are. Doesn't matter how, you know, how educated they are. But once people find their passion, they're unstoppable. And particularly if they can find a group of people that share their passion.
See, you don't ever do this by yourself. There's always somebody there to help you.